The Lost Calf. In a lively and lush green bush, a parched desert was in its heart. A quick swing of the head to the left, then another to the right, deepened the simmering heat of fear. Painful memories of its family sang a song of sorrow to the calf. Sweet memories of the deep grunts and mooing from the other cows and bulls brought more sorrow. Singing birds and the rustling of grass echoed in its ears. The beauty before the calf could not subdue the longing for the lost herd. From brown, cream, black and white hues of familiar cowhides to green and gold shades of the bush. What would the calf say if it could speak? What would it ask for if it would be given anything it needed? It had exhausted its bellowing, calling and calling out for the herd. To no avail. The calf staggered. It was losing hope in the sea of emotional and physical turmoil. The spirit was waning, dehydrated by the difficulties of finding its home, to return to the love of his family. Little hooves agonized through fatigue, aching and itching forward. The heat from the sun pressed down on the calf, evaporating strength as it continued to inch forward. A labored move of the head to the right, then a faint, broken call through its throat. The calf galloped through tall grass and fruit trees. The sweet scent of marula, ripe and plump, lingered in its nostrils. He also fended off the temptation to bathe in the cool corridor of their shade. The calf now trudged forward, bearing the weight of its body and the fading hope its spirit was thirsting for. Where to from here? Its once loud and albeit fear-filled calls to the herd burned down to torn, raspy calls from a broken voice. The calf now waded on dried-up terrain, heat radiating off the sandy soils of its new environment. The storm of loss continued to ravage the poor calf, from the waves of deep fear to torrents of hopelessness. How long will the needle of hope lead and bring endurance to the calf in this ocean of hay? Emptiness tightly filled a belly devoid of food. Dust caked its hooves and shins. Even the threatening slither of a spotted bush snake failed to raise its faint heart rate. The morning had marched forward to sweltering day. Now the sweltering day was slowly moving toward evening, but still no family in sight. Tears would have easily flowed from the calf had its body not been robbed of water. A slight swing of the body to the left and the right developed as it moved ever so slowly. Where it was going, it began to matter less. Forward was now positive. Each step called for gratitude. At least his need to move forward was met. Its head was heavy, drooping below its natural state. It was as if the dry ground was pulling the calf down. The hot ache of a tired and overtaxed body dulled to a slow numbness. But the needle of hope continued to lead the calf forward in the ocean of hay. A cool breeze kissed its scorched hide. The air began to change, heaviness giving way for lightness. Air that was once tight and suffocating became loose and full of refreshment. It was as if the air was coming from a river. The needle of hope pointed forward. The calf summoned the little reserves of energy left to move forward. A once droopy head moved back up into its natural state, with eyes firmly set forward. Then, its ears were tickled by a sound so sweet the calf could have wept. Mooing caressed its eardrums. The reality of what it was longing for before it got lost. A beautiful reality lay just beyond the tall grass and a few trees that shrouded what was ahead. A large body of water, full of life, flowed ever so gracefully to the left. Brown, dusty earth was replaced by beautiful grass so green it looked alive on the right. Beyond thirst and hunger now being catered for, the best source of happiness was before the calf. Its family drank from the river that was stained by the glow of the setting sun. Brown, cream, black and white hues met its eyes once more. The calf moved forward, joy filling its heart. Other cattle were grazing on the lush grass. Pain and hopelessness eroded as the calf drew near. Swimming in the golden glow of being lost no more, the calf had arrived home. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He has delivered thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Psalm 91 verse 2 to 7 and verse 9. Who is the needle of hope? Matthew 11 verse 28 says, Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. John 10 verse 9, verse 11 and verse 14 say, I am the door. By me if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. Jesus saith unto him in John 14 verse 6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. What is the ocean of hay? But he knoweth the way that I take. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. Job 23 verse 10. That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Jesus Christ. 1 Peter 1 verse 7. Who is a calf's family? A father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitation. God setteth the solitary in families. He bringeth out those which are bound with chains, but the rebellious dwell in a dry land. Psalm 68 verse 5 and verse 6. And Psalm 107 verse 4 to 9 tell us that they wandered in the wilderness in a solitary way. They found no city to dwell in. Hungry and thirsty, their soul fainted in them. Then they cried unto the Lord in their trouble, and He delivered them out of their distresses, and He led them forth by the right way, that they might go to a city of habitation. Oh, that men would praise the Lord for His goodness, and for His wonderful works to the children of men. For He satisfieth the longing soul, and filleth the hungry soul with goodness. Where is home? By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is God. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is, an heavenly, wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for He hath prepared for them a city. Hebrews 11 verse 8 to 10 and verse 13 to 16. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. Revelation 21, verse 1 to 7. One last question. Who is the calf? That is up to you to find out, dear listener. We end with Malachi 4 verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall.